What's going on, guys? It is your boy Supreme1 and welcome back to a brand new episode in my Let's Play series for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So, on the last episode we got the star map for Tatooine, which of course means that we're basically done on this planet and we're going to be moving on, I suppose. Before we do that, I think it's time to have like our annual chats, conversations with our companions, I suppose. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start with Carth.
Yes, what's
going on, buddy? So, you want to talk? You got pretty upset the last time we spoke.
I'm not very good at this. I know I owe you an apology. More than one, probably. I was just so desperate to finally face Saul directly in the battle over Terrace. And now the Jedi have us looking for these star maps. I know this mission is important, it's just, I feel a bit useless. I can fight, sure, but I'm no Jedi. All this feels completely out of my league.
I don't know. Why don't you return to the front lines then?
Because this is more important. This may really finally make a difference. I suppose even if I can't figure out everything that's going on, I still want to help if I can. I just hate not knowing what's going on and feeling this helpless. But I shouldn't have taken that out on you. I've been a royal pain in the backside, haven't
I? Don't worry about it, Carth.
No, I do worry about it. I've traveled the lanes more than once. I should know better than this. So, I'm sorry. Will you accept my apology?
Only if you agree to work with me, for once.
Done. Let's get underway then, shall we, partner?
Alright, sweet. Carth has apologized for his previous behavior and has promised to try to not punish his current companions for the betrayals of people in his past. Whether he can accomplish this remains to be seen. Alright. I think we haven't had a chat with Bastila on Tatooine, so we might not have to say anything to her. Oh yeah, we do. You wish to talk with me?
I do. I've been watching you, studying you closely to see what kind of progress you've made since your training at the hands of Master Zar.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think we both know the real reason you've been watching me.
You never give up, do you? I admit, I'm interested in you. I find you intriguing, compelling even, but it's not what you think. You have a great gift. You have an awesome command of the Force, and I tremble when I think of how you might misuse it.
Will I make you tremble? Do you get all tingly inside too?
What? No, of course not. Not like that anyway. In many ways, you are dangerous. You could be the savior of the galaxy, or you could bring untold destruction upon us all. I've seen how you've resisted many temptations and continue to walk the path of the light side. Very commendable.
Yep.
But I'm afraid you might stray.
We've been doing good, haven't we?
You need to see what the dark side represents in its entirety, for it is what we battle. Only the wisdom of a Jedi Master can truly explain this, but I will do my best to make you understand.
What are you trying to tell me?
The dark side is not simply giving in to anger, temptation, or to use the Force to destructive ends. These things only lead to the dark side. The dark side grows stronger and more insidious the closer you draw to it. It begs you to surrender to it, to release all its terrible power, and it becomes harder and harder to resist. And once you stop resisting, it's too late. It twists you up inside and turns you into a mockery of everything you once stood for.
You seem to know that temptation very well.
I am no less resistant to temptation than any other. I simply have the benefit of training that you do not. But even the training of the Jedi might not be enough to save us. We need only to look at the atrocities which have been committed by those under its sway to understand the terrible, corrupting evil of the dark side. Millions dead, and far more suffering. What sort of person would you have to become to perform such deeds gladly?
Couldn't see myself ever doing such things, really.
And that is why the dark side is so insidious. If you are not careful,
I mean, she's true.
you do not even see each small step you take towards it until it's too late. It's so easy to think that we would never fall prey to such a horror, that we have unlimited control, vigilance, and foresight. If only that were true. The Sith have become powerful because there are many Jedi who've succumbed to the lure of the dark side and joined their cause. What greater weapon is there than to turn an enemy to your cause, to use their own knowledge against them? We are weakened while they are strengthened, so we must harden our hearts and do whatever is required to fight against the dark side, even when the battle becomes wearying.
Do whatever is required, such as...
I don't know. The vision of our future is clouded by shadows cast from the dark side, but I sense something ominous lurking in those shadows. But words alone cannot save one from the dark side. Come, we should continue with the task at hand. When the time comes, I only hope we are all strong enough to do what we must.
Alright, interesting. Apparently Basler is still playing the role of mentor. She has been studying your progress carefully and has had much to say about your actions and the perils of the dark side. Okay, very interesting indeed. Jehani,
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Tell me more about your past.
Well, I suppose I have not talked very much about the Jedi I met back home. They, all of them, were so very invigorating.
Invigorating?
They were so very alive, so full of hope and energy and zeal. In retrospect, I can see it was a little bit tragic.
What do you mean?
Those Jedi were going to fight the Mandalorians just after they had invaded. Many of those Jedi perished in the fighting, but to us, they seemed invincible. Especially their leader, who they talked about all the time. Paragons of light and justice, sweeping away all iniquity before them. It was like looking at gods.
Well, if that was the case, they seem to be misrepresenting themselves.
I was merely using poetic license. Those Jedi, they were enthralling. Everyone wanted just to touch them. Some people thought it would bring them luck. Not that the peace they brought lasted very long.
What happened?
The Jedi left. The people grew complacent. Those who had been wronged saw their chance at revenge. And so the cycle continues. The oppressed become the new generation of oppressors. The human oppressed, that is. The non-humans were never treated well in any case. We felt the brunt of both administrations.
Was it that bad?
Of course it was. They took their frustrations and hate out on us because the people they wanted had already fled or were too well protected. But no one looks out for the injustices we suffered. Oh no, but I am sorry. I should not have outbursts like that.
I mean, as long as you don't let your anger influence you. You all know
see?
what happened last time.
The very fact I mentioned it means it has its influence. Anger can lead to the dark side, and I must be ever careful that I do not fall back into those ways. I thank you for your support. My outburst was uncalled for, but you did not lash back at me. You are a much better Jedi than I, it would seem. But let us not speak more of this now. We should continue on our journey. Perhaps later we will talk again.
Okie dokie. You have heard from Jehani that her people were oppressed and ostracized, that says, by the human majority. It seems that the Jedi were the only ones to treat her fairly, and may have been why she admires them so much. Perhaps in a little while she will reveal more. Okay. I don't think we can really chat with Zelbar much, but yeah, Zelbar, do you have know anything about dealing with Gizka? No, he doesn't. That's a shame. Alright. Yeah, we have a HK. I kind of forgot about him. Speak to Candace first.
What do you want?
Got any war stories?
You want another war story, huh? You want to hear about some other world getting wasted, eh? I knew you were the type. Your stagnant republic has never seen some of the strange creatures and races we fought on the Outer Rim in those years. And you never will now.
Where did you fight this time?
We were going through the asteroid fields of the Crispin system at the very edge of the galaxy.
Crispin?
Playing with the pirates and smugglers we found there. The main belt in the Crispin system consists of mainly small rocks covered in frozen methane gas shells, and the pirates were using them for cover. Ha! I remember using a thermal generator to cause the outer layer of one of the asteroids to vaporize in a picosecond. It blew out and shredded the 3 smugglers using it for cover. But that was a mistake.
Did it backfire?
The asteroid I had targeted was smaller than most, maybe a dozen meters on a side. On the outside, it looked the same as any other, just a ball covered in frozen gas. But something must have been inside it, something inactive in the cold. The heat of my blast might have triggered something or woken something up. After I'd hit it, spots of light and heat appeared all over the thin shell, still covering it, evaporating the gases. What lay underneath looked like some sort of rocky growth. A deformed rock, pitted by scores of micrometeorite scars. I think something even older might have been inside that.
An asteroid?
Maybe, but maybe not. It started rotating faster and faster as we watched it. After a second, it started spraying fire, thermal projectiles that melted our armor like wax. We were caught completely by surprise. Before we could counterattack, it fled at an incredible speed.
A ship?
We couldn't catch it, but we could follow its hyperspace wake. We followed its trail as far as we could, heading away from the galactic core. When it finally led beyond the edge of our galaxy, we abandoned our efforts. Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void is not worth our trouble trying to catch. That's the only story I have for now. I'll tell you some more stuff later if we get the chance. Is there something else you want to know?
Alright, nothing more for now.
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Alright. You've heard Canderous' tale of his encounter in an asteroid field on the Outer Rim. Do not know what to make of it. Maybe talking to him further will make things more clear. Okay, well this is actually interesting for me, so I have completed this game before, but I've never actually really dived, this far into speaking with everyone. And that's, what I hope to do with this series. I want to try and complete this game as much as I can, do as much as possible, HK, what's up?
HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
You don't need to call me Master,
Query, don't I? I was under the assumption that organic meatbags such as yourself enjoyed such forms of address.
Organic meatbags?
Retraction. Did I say that out loud? I apologize, Master. While you are a meatbag, I suppose I should not call you such.
You just called me a meatbag again.
Explanation. It's just that you have all these squishy parts, Master, and all that water. How the constant sloshing doesn't drive you mad, I have no idea.
Neither do I, come to think of it.
Statement. Now do you understand the travails of my existence, Master? Surely it does not compare to your existence, but still.
I survive somehow.
Commentary. As do I. It is our lot in life, I suppose, Master. Shall we find something to kill to cheer ourselves up?
Sure. Alright, actually, whilst I'm here, we did get some crystals from that cave in Dantooine, so I suppose I can upgrade my saber. We've got a lot of crystals now. I'm gonna go for that, and Crit Drag, yeah, that's gonna be really good, isn't it? I'm no longer gonna have a green lightsaber with me. I'm gonna change it to purple because that is gonna look sick. A blue and purple dual saber. It's gonna look really nice. So assemble that. There we go. I love that purple so much. Look at it. Sweet. Alright. See if I can upgrade Bastila as well. Oh yeah, Bastila needs more crystals, definitely. There we go. Alright, we only need to have a chat with Mission now. She's the last person. Oh, she's with 2 Giska as well. How nice.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
I want to know, I want to talk to you about your brother.
I was a little snappish when we last talked. I'm sorry about that. I get a little touchy when it comes to Griff. It's kind of embarrassing telling people about him.
Embarrassing? Why?
It's complicated. Griff wasn't the most popular guy. He had his faults. But I still loved him, you know? Sometimes people don't understand. I never knew my parents. My brother always looked out for me. He's the one who brought me here to Tars. I was just a kid, only 5. But I remember the trip, if you could call it that. We were stuffed inside a packing crate in a starfreighter's cargo hold with just enough food and water to make the trip. Not exactly first class, you know?
You were stowaways?
I don't know the whole story. I was pretty young, but my brother owed a lot of money. Might even have been a few arrest warrants out for him, I don't know. The only way to get off the planet was to smuggle ourselves out. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like we were criminals. Well, maybe my brother was. See, this is why I don't like to talk about it. It makes Griff sound worse than he really was. My brother had his problems, but he always looked out for me.
I mean, he's family, right? You have to stick by your family.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Without my brother, I don't know where I'd be. He gambled and drank, and he was always borrowing money for his latest get-rich-quick scheme. But he had a good heart, you know? He taught me how to survive, showed me how to slice into a computer security system, how to get inside a locked building without the entrance codes, and how to spot a wealthy mark for a quick shell game.
I guess it's pretty handy skills to have.
Yeah, Griff did right by me. I really miss him since he left. I keep hoping he'll come back someday. He promised me he would.
Well, it doesn't sound like he's big on keeping promises.
Why do you gotta go putting my brother down like that? That's just me.
Alright,
Besides,
it
it wasn't his
calm,
idea to leave.
chill.
He fell in with a bad crowd.
Chillax.
It's all Lena's fault. She's the one who
Lena,
took him from me.
the-
Just batted those long
the
lashes
frick
at
is
him and
Lena?
off he went.
Who the frick is Lena?
I don't want to talk about Griff and Lena. Just the thought of that space tramp makes my blood boil.
Space tramp.
Subject's closed
Okay.
as far as I'm concerned. If I'm gonna be any help to you, I can't be worrying about my brother running off with some intergalactic skank. So is there something else you need?
Never mind.
Okay, have it your way.
Alright. Intergalactic skank. I like the way she put that. Right, what I think we should do now is have our planetary visit to Yavin, I suppose, you know. As I said, every time we finish a planet, we're gonna go back to Yavin just to have a chat with my Rhodian friends. And he might have better stuff he can sell us, you know. His stock changes all the time, basically, so we'll see. Okay, alright, let's go to Yavin now. At least by doing this I can take like people with me who I wouldn't usually take with planets on other planets, you know. Let's take Karth and Canderous. I've got some armor to give him. Alright, they probably need to level up a lot.
What?
Haven't used them in quite a bit. Alright, let's level up Canderous. I'll just recommend everything. I do that with you know, I haven't used Karth in a long time, so I might just do this myself. Just to be sure. Yeah, there we go. Alright. I have a lot to give these. I'll give Karth Mandalorian armor. I think I'll give Canderous the Calo Nords. armor. We also need to equip this Jedi Master Robe. We got this from the cave in Tatooine as well. It doesn't. It looks the exact same, but it's slightly better. Right, these two look a lot better now. Alright, open up these access panels and speak to my Rhodian friend. Okay. And also see if he has anything to thingy. Oh, there's a Gizka here. Okay. Maybe we can like tell this dude about them. He might be able to help. Do you have anything you'd be willing to sell me? I think the stuff's the exact same, to be honest. Can we ask him about the Gizka? No, not really. Who are the trend? I think we've asked him this. What they like? Just walking. I think we've said this. I'll leave now. Alright, well, it's good to have a nice little catch up with my buddy, I suppose. Let's go ahead and return to the Ebon Hawk. Right, here we go. Access panel. Let's go back into the Ebon Hawk. Alright, well, I guess what we need to do now is that, you know, I've had a chat with everyone, been to Yavin. I suppose it is time to go to the next planet, but I am going to end this episode off here. It was kind of like a chill episode. Well, I think this is what I'm going to do, like, every time I find a star map, I'm going to have, like, one chill episode to just speak with my companions and stuff. So yeah, next episode we're going to be going to our next planet, and once again progressing in our quest to find the Star Forge. So guys, if you did enjoy this episode, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time.